Everyone who has hands on that student's education has to conduct a Chapter 408. Buenos dias. I'm back. There's always underwear behind me. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So Tristan started taking the bus this week, and it's bittersweet because he has social anxiety, and I need him to be in situations that push him, and also still make him comfortable. So he's on a smaller bus. Yeah, he's on a little yellow bus. People like to joke about it in New York City, but that's the bus they gave us. That's the bus appropriate for his route. So it's considered a specialized bus. He's entitled to it under IDEA. Even though this school site tried to tell me he wasn't entitled to it. Don't play with me. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Don't play with it. Anyway, so he started, I can't find my mascara, and I love popping a little mascara on. He started riding a school bus this week. It's been bittersweet. They come at 7:10 though. Like, I'm doing this video maybe like 7:20, 7:25. So he just got on a bus. But usually Tristan goes through these stages where he's like, I want to do it. Then he doesn't want to do it. Then he wants to do it. Then he doesn't want to do it. Then he's grumpy. You know, so today is Wednesday. So this is the third day. So far, so good. It just so happens that my husband's on vacation. Staycation. He is taking the kids to K-Pot, which is a Korean restaurant later. He's taking Tristan for a haircut. Tristan has a mohawk, like a soft mohawk. And he's going to be Harry Potter for Halloween. He said, I want to do my hair like Harry Potter. This little boy been wearing a mohawk since he's about 4 or 5, maybe 5. He is 9. He's about to be 9. So this is going to be a drastic change for me. I just feel like my baby's growing up. And not to put his business out there, we've made a lot of changes for him medically, and I'm YouTubing. He's been doing really well, so it's always a good thing. I'm YouTubing. What's up? They can't see you. What?
I was saying hi. You look nice today.
I look what?
You look nice today.
You see my shoes? I look nice.
Ooh, pink shoes.
Okay. Which one? We talking about? Let's talk about highly successful students. These are the students that will try to run your classroom because they, and this is not all of them, they are ahead of you mentally. They're more advanced, they're processing ahead, they finished all their work. Those are the students that are often overlooked, and those are the students that can either implode or explode when they feel like they're not being challenged. So this is something that happened today where my after lunch class, they were wilding. I usually don't really bother with certain things unless, if they're not focused. If they are focused, when they're not focused now. So I asked everybody to put everything away. This student defiantly opened back up the device. So I checked the person. I was like, hey, I just told everybody to put the device away. Oh, I don't understand what's going on, so I wanted to look it up myself. I wanted to take it upon myself to do. And it was like this very curt behavior. And I was like, well, I've asked everybody to put it away. That includes you. I said, ask my co-teacher, right? And the person was like, when he talks, I don't understand it either. I said, but did you ask him about what you're concerned about right now? The class is pin drop quiet. Because I'm not really a person that really raise my voice like that. I'm very stern and succinct with kids, and I just have fun. I'm also calm and chill, and I love on them. And the class is like, oh shit. And then the person left to go to guidance. Now, in between the para of the classroom, because there's a student with a 1-to-1 in the class, was like, oh, she overheard the student call me a B. Honey, I've been called worse. But go to guidance, and I hope that guidance either removes you from my class because the team of teachers that we have in the class may not be for you. And that's fine. Everybody's teaching skills, strategy, pedagogy is not for everyone. Children are human. They are allowed to have likes and dislikes. or they checked you about your behavior, and if they feel like checking me about your behavior, I'll let them know that you called me a bitch for checking you about doing something that I just told everyone not to do. Today has been a day, child. It really has. I have a headache right here. Yeah. Be in a video. Tristan. You need to get up. Y'all all right? This shit got hot in here.
Already?
It's just hot. Like a whole lot of hot stuff. So now we're after K-Pot and we're doing homework because we had a long day. So what are we doing? Subtraction with regrouping. Subtraction across zeros. This is my favorite topic. I used to teach in for fourth grade. And Tristan corrected me on something, so, which is great. Good morning. So in high school, I have a specific period for which I can write IEPs. And you know I like a sexy IEP. So I wanted to separate myself and ensure that I can complete this IEP. All right. So I was reading. That there was a report that there was a class action lawsuit filed towards my employer. And I want to read it to you because I was like, class action lawsuit? Let me see what this is about. So it says, New York City families are suing the nation's largest school district, blah, 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 for failing to help students who struggle to find the will to attend school. So I'm going to look up this court case and how absenteeism, I'm reading, absenteeism affects students with disabilities disproportionately because they are chronically absent. Typically, 46% of our city has 200,000 students with disability are chronically absent. In District 75, where the placements are higher or more restrictive, nearly 60% are chronically absent compared to the citywide average of 36%. So it is a big issue, and I get it, but the only thing, I see where you have to do the protocol of, okay, you're absent for more than 10 days. Let's conduct a 407 investigation. Why are you absent? To be preventative in that would mean that we have to ensure that they are, one, diagnosed, so we know that this is part of or potentially part of the concern, like school avoidance. But from what I'm seeing, and this is my opinion, a lot of once the students are school avoidant, task avoidant, whether it be because of emotional disability, developmental disability, the bullying culture in schools, which do exist, parents kind of like throw their hands in the air. So now we have a class action lawsuit to see if the Department of Education can be 10 steps ahead. I'm going to post the case via Chalkbeat at the end of this video. Here. Okay, so I'm getting ready for my second job. Right now in the video, I have about 3 days worth of life. So this is the 4th day. This is Saturday, October. Yesterday was the 11th, so today's the 12th, October 12th. All right. So y'all know where I'm at. I'm wetting my brush. Let's see. My kids, my students always tell me my hair is so neat, and I'm like, and I had told one of my colleagues about it. I'm like, my family is mixed down the lines. I want y'all to guess what we mixed with, so. I'll keep talking. Hopefully I'll remember to tell y'all what we mixed with. So I had to do an IEP, which is in the previous clip, and that's my first 100% high school IEP. I did 2 more before this, but what happened is those 2 were those 2 were long-term absences, so it wasn't really any information that I could put in there that was true to me. It was really regurgitating their previous IEPs. So this was my first real high school IEP with a student that I actually teach. The way they do things in high school, at least with this situation, a lot of the classes are ICT. Well, the classes are ICT. So, and even if they're self-contained, you still have to. Self-contained is going to be each teacher's going to be for that student per subject. You know what I mean? So it's like, unlike elementary self-contained, where I would have been the primary teacher for all their information, it will be Miss Johnson for math self-contained, Miss Johnson Briggs, which is my son's doctor's name, for reading. You know, like each teacher will be talking about each subject anyway, even if it was self-contained. Anyway, this was the first child that I had to do a real IEP for. When I say that, I mean I handled it from top to bottom. We had the IEP meeting. Why I did a video on TikTok about having providers there. This student is not speech and language, but they have a providing service. They provided services in speech and language from a speech teacher. The speech teacher came on and was like, hey, this was there 2 years ago, but it's not there now, which the last one, the new one. So I made sure it was added, and I made sure the student had that actual item because it was a tangible support. Got out the meeting, found homeboy, was like, do you got this and that? No. Do you got a charger? No. Honey, we make it work. And then I sent the email and followed up with that speech provider. But if that speech provider wasn't in that meeting, guess what? I wouldn't have knew that, right? So it's like, that's why it's important to have the providers, especially if the providers, babe, one of the lights in the bathroom over the sink is out. Actually, 2. One is going though. Anyway, so it's always good to have a provider, especially if they loop with the child. It'll talk about what has they seen before, especially if you're new to the child. The provider, someone who has looped with the child, can tell you about the child. Especially if it's an ethical person, they're gonna say like, why does Johnny not have when he used to have? Or I had another issue. I haven't got to that child IEP. She is not my student. But the parent presented that the child hasn't gotten OT, but come to find out the OT was discharged and nobody updated anything. But you know, I be doing my job. So here's my thing. You have to make sure, my phone got alert. You gotta make sure you do your chapter 408. This is one thing like people do not do enough of. Then I was on Facebook yesterday and someone was like, oh, my admin said I may get in trouble for this and that because my student's not doing this and that. Everyone who has hands on that student's education has to conduct a chapter 408, which is the review of their IEP. Ideally, it's before you deal with the student, but you should be abreast of it by a certain point. Not enough point that the student is missing service and you're not aware of it. So the provider of that service is the person really in trouble, but the persons around them who are cognizant of that not happening, the onus also falls on you in regard to like not, oh, what's going on? That's why I like to email people and I tell them, don't be offended. I gotta do my motherfucking job. Life update. Then that IEP that I was writing for the gentleman, the young man, I was telling my husband just now, I was like, these people talking about I need to go to a writing IEP course. No. I'll teach y'all how to write an IEP, baby. But anyway, so that's that. I'm getting ready to go to my Saturday job. I'm gonna take y'all with me just a little bit, but looking back at the video and I forgot that I said that I was gonna tell y'all what I was mixed with. We are mixed with Asian. We are Chinese. One of my uncles, which is my grandmother's first son, looks fucking Asian. Like Asian. His granddaughter, which is my cousin's second child, that baby is Asian. Like, and funny thing is her father is black, and she looks Asian. I'm not posting no pictures of them because that's their business, but we are mixed down the line. I was gonna go in and look at you. My husband's like, don't go, you're not feeling good. I was trying to call out yesterday, and I was like, let me see how I feel in the morning, but I struggle with PMDD, like extreme PMS. And what day was that I had the headaches back to back? 2 days?
2 days ago, right?
No, but it was 2 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just can't make it today. It's just too heavy. TMI, but it's